hyper grace or radical grace or whatever. They're just whatever names. Seriously, they're thinking that we're giving people a license to sin. Okay, you know, folks, I'm just going to be completely, I don't even use that word sin these days. Like, it just sounds so Christian-y to me. Right. Hey, did you sin, brother? You know, I'll just be like, are you hurting yourself? You know? So for me, folks, when I talk about the grace of God, I'm not saying do whatever the heck you want. But the reality is, you can't do whatever the heck you want. And the reality is there's going to be some stinking consequences for whatever you do. You get what I'm saying? But the reality is that when you do those stupid things and there are consequences, the beautiful message of grace is that there's redemption and that there's restoration. That's the beauty of it all, folks. When people put a limit to God's grace, oh, you know, yeah, you committed adultery. That's forgivable. But you doing this or you doing murder, nah, we're the ones drawing the line. But I don't know if God does that. But does God see people like that? And I would say, you know, God doesn't condone those things, but the reality is those things are forgivable, folks. There's nothing beyond God's grace. That's the beauty of it all. But there's always a choice. Like I said, so that person wants to sleep with the mom or blah, there's going to be consequences for that. And that's the thing. You can do whatever you want, but when you do whatever you want, life is not that great when you only think of yourself. It's not. I do not need a Bible verse to tell me to love my wife. I do not need a Bible verse to tell me, hey, don't murder that guy on the street outside. You don't need that. Wouldn't that be really crazy? And be like, oh, I didn't know I'm not supposed to murder the guy across the street. I didn't know the Bible. But if you believe that you have this internal guide inside it, it would make more sense.